Everyone, and welcome to Relationship Communications Weekly Live. Thank you for coming to the weekly live for Relationship Communications. And I'm thrilled that you're here with me. And for those of you joining me for the first time, I'm Lisa DeToffol, and I'm the founder of Relationship Communications. It's my online community where I work with established and aspiring entrepreneurs, and today I'm going to be your host for the Relationship Communications Weekly Live, which is my weekly live stream show that airs every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So I do hope that you will add that to your calendar and make plans to join me every Friday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. My goal here is to share tactical and practical information to help you get to where you want to be faster than you can go on your own. I've been an entrepreneur for 7 years today. Happy birthday, Tiger Eye Solution. I've made many mistakes, and I'm here to tell you that I can help you move through them quickly by sharing what I've learned through my experiences. If you're joining me live, let me know you're here. Let me know where you're coming in from. And we are streaming in various different places. But thank you again for joining me today. If you are joining on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button or ring that bell so that you can be notified every time that we go live. So today's topic is communicating your time away or your time off. If you're a business owner or entrepreneur, and especially right now, it's summer, this time of year, a lot of people take time off, they take vacations, etc. For example, I was on vacation last week. We did not have a weekly live. We did not have Tuesday tips or the Monday morning coffee chat. I didn't do any of those things last week because I was on vacation with my family. I was actually on a cruise. My daughter graduated back in May, and that was her graduation gift, was to go on a cruise to the Bahamas. It was awesome. Great experience. If you get the opportunity to ever go on a cruise, I highly recommend you do so. You will enjoy it. So today's topic again is communicating your time away or your time off. But before I jump into our topic, I would like to introduce myself. So when I was a preschool teacher back in 2017 and 25 years prior to that, I dreamed of working from home. But I had been through 2 messy divorces and been a single mom twice. And it didn't seem possible at that time. I was the breadwinner of my household and frankly scared to take that chance and to go out and try to do anything on my own. Then I had met my husband Jeff in 2012, and that is when I could start to see the possibility of my dream coming true. However, it was not an easy task. But with Jeff's support, I started a training program to learn how to be a virtual assistant in 2018, which showed me also how to start my own business. So by the end of that program, I had a couple of clients and have continued to grow my business 7 years later. And also the Tiger Eye Solution team, which was created in 2021. So my life definitely looks a whole lot different today than it did back then. So this is my husband Jeff, our 3 children, Caleb, Matthew, Alyssa, and our 3 grandchildren, JP, Hattie, and Anakin. So yes, and they keep me busy and on my toes for sure. So let's dive into communicating your time away or your time off. How to talk to clients or customers about taking time off. And this is an interesting topic because, when you're an entrepreneur or business owner, you can take a vacation anytime you want. But we do have to be able to communicate that to those we work with. If you have a team or if you have employees, your clients, your customers, whomever it is that you work with, that has to be communicated beforehand. Yes, I took a whole week off last week and went on vacation with my family. However, my team members, they knew about it long before it ever happened. So did my clients. I communicated all of that to my clients and those in my community that I was going to be out of the office. Actually, it was a couple of days prior because, the weekend before my vacation started was July 4th weekend. So it was a holiday weekend and then a whole week of vacation. So I got a few extra days in there too, just because there happened to be a holiday prior to my vacation week. But I communicated every bit of that to my team, to my clients, and to those in my community for sure. So, just like no one tells you when to start your business, because if you come from corporate, prior to starting your business, then yes, you worked for that business. You had a boss or the owner or CEO or whoever it was that owned that business, and they told you when you can take a vacation, or you get 2 weeks out of the year or 3 weeks out of the year for vacation. And if you don't use it, you lose it. Right? So all that's kind of all the things that come with having a job, right? Working for a business. And, when you're a business owner or an entrepreneur, that doesn't exist. You make that decision of when you're going to take time off. For business owners or service providers, your helpers to those that you work with, your clients or your customers. And, we want to be there. We don't want to not be there, right? For our clients or customers when they need us. But we also need to recharge, right? So that we can be the best versions of ourselves for our clients and customers. So that justifies taking time off, because during that time off is when you're going to be recharging, right? You're going to be doing something fun, relaxing, or whatever. You're not going to be sitting at your desk working, right? So the good news is if you start with strengthening that muscle of I deserve this, because you do, or I want to be the best version of myself possible for my clients and customers. Basically come from a place of abundance, not a place of entitlement, from a place of gratitude. That makes things different, okay? So what you know and can be portrayed through what you have already done for your customers, and gives you that opportunity and the right to take that time off, right? So therefore, that vacation time or that time off is important. Again, that gives you the opportunity to recharge. We all have these little cell phones, right? If we didn't put them on charge from time to time, would the cell phone still work the way it's supposed to? No. The battery would die and you wouldn't be able to use it, right? Okay, our bodies are the same way. We may not have a plug to plug ourselves up to recharge, but we still need to recharge ourselves as well. So that is what taking time off or taking a vacation can do for you, right? Look at it like it's definitely going to be a stress reduction, because you're going to be de-stressing, doing things enjoyable or just relaxing or whatever you choose to do on your time off. You can also look at it like it's a gift to your clients or customers after you return, because you will be less stressed and your productivity will also be higher, because you have gotten rest, better sleep, you've recharged yourself. In other words, so when you return, you're coming back as the best version of yourself to get plugged back in with your clients, customers, teams, employees, whoever that is for you, right? So lots of times we can come up with our best ideas when we take an afternoon off or go out to lunch with a friend, go for a walk, etc. So taking time off doesn't mean you have to take a whole week and go on vacation. Taking time off could be leave the office early one day. Right? Don't schedule anything after 1 p.m. and you take the rest of the day off. Whatever that looks like for you, right? And we can get excited about the new ideas, as we are in the moment and away from our desk or away from our work, right? But you also might want to document it so that when you do return to your office or to your to the work, that idea will be there for you, right? You can decide to take a go away vacation, right? Like I did, or a staycation. Yes, I took the whole week off. We went on a cruise. However, you can still just take a day off. I take a day off every week. Every Thursday, I'm not in my office. Now, does that mean I absolutely do nothing? No. Sometimes there are a couple of things I need to get on my computer and do. However, I'm not on my computer all day long on Thursdays. I schedule appointments. I schedule luncheons, things like that. Networking, in-person networking events. I go to them on Thursdays as well. So yes, I'm still doing something productive for my business, but I'm not in my office sitting at my desk, right? So there's various different ways that you can do things to continue to help your business grow. However, you're also helping yourself to recharge so that you can be the best version of yourself for your business, for your clients, for your team, for your employees, for whomever that is, whatever that looks like for you, right? Like I said, you can decide when to take time off or take time away, whether it's a whole week's vacation, whether it's one day a week, or whether it's just an afternoon. Who has had a staycation? I've actually had staycations as well, especially back in 2020 when the pandemic happened. There wasn't a whole lot of people going on vacations. I still took a whole week off. I did. And I planned day trips, like at least 4 out of the 5 days of that week. We took day trips to different places, not too far away from home, like maybe an hour or a little more. It just depends on, different places. And we just went for the day, explored, did things, whatever, and then came back home that evening. Because during the pandemic, of course, you didn't want to be staying in hotels, or, you weren't allowed to, basically, because we were told to stay home, right? But if you do a staycation and do a day trip, it's just you and those you already live with inside your house, right? You're not actually going out and interacting with other people during that time. I mean, you can now, but during that time you could not. So yes, I've done staycations as well as vacations. So yes, this cruise we just took last week, I booked it in June of 2024. So it was booked a whole year prior to us actually going on the cruise. So yes, you can plan a whole week vacation to take a whole week off. It's doable for sure. Here's a few things. If you've never done a staycation, here's a few things that you might want to consider. You could create a garden, if that's an option for you where you live. Take day trips, just like I spoke of, go hiking or exploring or whatever. My family and I like to go exploring, especially new places that we've never been before. We like to go check them out and see what they're all about and what they have to offer, etc. Make some food. Make pickles, make pies, canned vegetables, if that's something that interests you. Read a book. The key is to be tasking with work at the same time. Not to be multitasking, okay? This is all about unplugging. Unplug from your business, unplug from the work that you do. Not saying that the work you do is not important, it absolutely is, for your clients and customers and your business itself, your team, your employees. If you have that, some people do, some people don't. Whatever your business looks like, unplugging is so important. So all last week and the holiday weekend, I unplugged. I didn't do any business. I didn't interact with my clients. I was interacting with my family, but not my clients, right? And then I came back to my office on Monday of this week because my vacation was over. And I've started interacting back with my team and my clients, my network, etc. All right. So here's how you can let your clients know that you're taking a vacation or taking some time off. Send them an email, maybe a month ahead of time, and then again 2 weeks later, and then the week of. So you want to send that same email or a similar email periodically prior to you taking time off. Okay, it could read something like this: hello, wonderful clients or customers. I'm sorry about the bulk email, but I want to let you know that I will be out of the office and away from my desk entirely for 3 days or for a week, and then put the dates. For this example, I have Wednesday, November 22nd through Friday, November 24th. That's just for this example. Please plan accordingly, and if you have an emergency, please call my cell phone, and then put your number. Thanks, Lisa. Something similar to this is what you could send to your clients and customers, right? No one has ever called, but I still want to make myself available just in case they need to. And you want to as well, right? You want to be clear when you send out an email like this. I mean, you don't have to say word for word what this one says, but something similar you want to send out to your clients and customers to let them make a note. Lisa's not going to be in the office on these dates. Lisa's going to be on vacation on these dates, whatever that is. The other thing you want to do is actually unplug, right? Depending on the type of person you are, this can be done a number of ways. But you do want to decide ahead of time how you will unplug. And you want to make sure you're present with those that you're unplugging with. If it is a vacation that you're taking, make sure you're present with those people. Or if it's just a day you're taking off for yourself, do something for yourself. Get a massage, read a book, go to your local coffee shop, get your favorite coffee. Do something for yourself if it's just, a day that you're taking off for yourself to unplug and recharge. Okay. If you have any questions about anything that I've shared today, please do reach out. I'd be happy to have a conversation with you about that. I also want to unplug. Yes, make sure you unplug. I want to invite you, if you're not already a member of the Relationship Communications Facebook group or community, head on over to Facebook, and it's a free group to be a part of. There's various different things in there going on. There's, oh my goodness, almost 600 members in that group that you can connect with, have one-on-one coffee chat conversations with, etc. So I invite you to join the group, Relationship Communications. It's over on Facebook. Again, it is a free community to be a part of. Also, the community has networking mixers or networking meetings once a month. Our next networking mixer is July 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern. So head over, join the Facebook group, sign up for this event so that you can get the notifications and the link to join. on the day of the event. That's July 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, I want to share with you how I can help you with your networking efforts or your networking journey. The Networking Method Launchpad is where I share with you how to start your networking journey and build your network on a regular basis, no matter if you're starting from scratch or maybe you have tried networking before and it just didn't work out for you. These are tried and true methods that I teach that I have been doing myself since 2018. Everyone is welcome to this 3-day free event. So mark your calendars and join us for part 1 on September the 10th is when that will be taking place. I don't have the calendar slide here with me, but our next launch pad will be starting on September the 10th, 2025. It is held in a private Facebook group wherever, that's where everything will be taking place. So you do need to sign up to join the Launchpad so that you can get invited to the Facebook group where everything will be taking place. This will be lots of fun. We have prizes to give away, and you don't want to miss that. Part 1 is where we talk about what is networking. And part 2 is kind of magical because we learn how to get real about networking. And part 3, we learn how to start from where you are. There's also homework involved, bonuses, and so much more. And of course, I'll be opening the doors as well at the end of this 3-day event for the Networking Method Academy, which is my 6-month signature course on how to make the most of your networking efforts. I would love to have you think about that. So the 3-day event starts September 10th. It's a free event to attend, but you do need to sign up for it. There is information in Relationship Communications Facebook group to where you could sign up for that event as well. Again, if you have any questions about anything I shared, please reach out and let's have a conversation. I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will see you again soon.